intervals and note matching. An interval is just the distance between one note and the next note that you play. So like, there's different intervals. To get to the octave. Yeah, so the way I started out was what I called note matching, which was I would just find a note that I wanted to start on. E. I didn't know it was E at the time, I just knew it was open string. That was the next thing, I'll get to that. Just learning that are the same. Okay, well, what else goes with that? Those are all pleasant ones. There's also they don't sound as good unless you go. If you're traveling through them, that's what I call those travelers. We just went through that. It doesn't sound good though, right? As a resolution, as a pass-through. Passing through that note to the next one. Whatever you want to do, whatever goes from, so that way in the first note, it will sound very weird when you first started out. Like if you just like, yeah. At first it's like, what the oh. Okay, yeah, now that I hear that how the riff actually goes, you're not just staying there. I thought you were just going to go the whole song. You can, you know, if you want to do like a dissonant type of music. Is this one even on? Check one. Is this on? It says it's on. Doesn't look like you're on. What are you doing? Huh? Is this all? Let's play all this mic right down here anyways. Oh well, whatever happens, happens. Oh, is it inverted? No, probably not. That might help it though. See, there we go. Now it sounds out, see? Now it sounds like a different mic. So I did that for like a minute, for like a long time. Often just doing like open string just to learn the interval. See, that's the thing. It's like, okay, if a... Now listen. The distances are still the same. It's still the same. It's got the same feel. It's just like that's just too high. I don't like the feel, but it should be like more of like a. I like that better. Even this one doesn't. It's too low. Let's say this one. We can learn those same intervals is just by leaving it open. go through each one. Which one sounds good to you? Okay, I like that one. It could be used for something that's got some tension in it. Yeah, I could use that for something. I like that one better than, so definitely. That sounds good. Is it passing? And so now, that's one thing I learned. I was trying to figure out what defines style. What defines Stevie Ray Vaughan's style? What defines Jimi Hendrix style? And I figured that, since most players play the exact same notes on the exact same instrument, whatever the tuning is, there's just different ways to play the same notes. Therefore, it comes down to how they resolve tension. Yeah? Do you go, I can tell you this is going to be over a Chris Cornell thing. Favored that kind of stuff. In drop D. So when you start playing in drop D and start doing some of that stuff, you'll recognize like Tony Iommi, and different people. Jerry Cantrell. From that, yeah. Doesn't do that good. So just how you solo. Your solo then becomes how you resolve the notes in between. Interval, but in the wrong place. Jimi Hendrix. The whole. Even just the walk in between. That kind of stuff is very Jimmy. How does he resolve tension between songs? He was supposed to go, because, that's his style. He doesn't just go. The bass player might go boom, 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 basically. Do you go off the tempo? You stay on it. Articulating every note. Where you go? that's all plays like the way that you play it, the notes you resolve to, where you go. Do you go right through the scale? Do you go, or do you go? You know what I mean? So you don't go, or do you go? How do you do it? That's your style. And so you can figure a lot of that out by the intervals, what sounds pleasing to your ear. I like the way that it hangs and suspends. It's kind of like waiting to resolve. But it doesn't even really need to. So by doing that, finding the different intervals that you like, and then switch another string. And find out what works, what notes go together. And once you get that learned down, you'll know the interval. So therefore, when you're playing, and the other person is cutting, lay in the cut, man. Don't forget the bass player. And the drums will be back there playing and stuff, so you don't have to necessarily just don't overstep the guitar player, but also don't shrink back into the back. Show why you fucking belong in the band. You're not just a rhythm, and you are a rhythm guitarist, but it's not like you're just playing what he can't play while he's playing a solo. Yeah? Stuff like that makes you stand out. If you want to be a good rhythm guitarist, get in good with the drummer and the bass player. Your band's only good as your drummer. The drummer will be only as, the band also will then only be as tight as the bass player and the drummer are locked. They don't have to be friends, but they have to play together well. They have to have a good funk and rapport. They can hate each other, because that'll drive them to be like, and the drummer, fuck you, I can keep up with you, fuck you. And they get down, like, I fucking hate that guy, but he fucking plays. I fucking hate that fucking guy, he can fucking play. Fucking dick, though. I don't hang out with them at all. But usually, the bass player and the drummer are pretty tight. Because they have to lock in that, Bass. It's literally the bass, the kick drum and snares, the bass drum and the bass guitar. That is the basis of the whole song. As long as those are going right, it'll feel like a song no matter what the other people are doing. Because those two will keep it. The guitars. Listen to some of that Nirvana shit, man. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Dun 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 dun. And they're just like, they're in sync, they're locked in. But like during that part where the breakdown and territorial pissings and other things where basically it's kind of just the bass and the drums. So, but getting good with those guys, because then, like I said, you'll figure out where the basis of the song is. It's usually like the very stripped down of the song that's actually a complete song. And then figure out where you can decorate that without overstepping, because you know the lead guitar is going to come in and do some stuff. Being tight with the whole band, I mean, the best well-rounded musician listens to music. You're not listening to like guitar music. Like it's the guitar is a strong dominant. The guitar and vocals are the strongest dominant thing in there. There should be a cohesion, at least, of all the stuff, all the different elements. And you should understand how the drums work with the bass, how the bass works with the guitar, which range all these instruments are in frequency-wise, and that helps you become more rounded. When you should put vocals in, when the vocals should back off, when the guitars should because the guitars are because it can bend. That's why it's the second favorite instrument to voice. People tend to dislike singers because this is something you can work and practice. You're like, man, I wish I could make my fingers do that. But you think to yourself, if I had practice, I sat down and practiced. But when you hear someone like Mariah Carey, you're like, there's no way, I've tried to sing, there's no way I can sit down and practice my way into that range. I can't do it. You know what I mean? There's no way. I can practice my way into, I'm going to be like, but I can go. Run of Campfire is good enough. You know? Like I said, you got to figure out what kind of musician you want to be. Do you want to be just a cover artist? There's nothing wrong with that. Richie Havens made an entire career doing covers, and he did them so well that up until like later on, like I only knew the Richie Havens versions because of my dad. It wasn't until much later that I found out some of the songs that I knew as Richie Havens songs were Beatles songs, Bob Dylan songs. I had no idea. I didn't even know the album name, but then I fucking found the name of the album later on because my dad would be playing it really loud. Found the name of the album. Richie Havens sings Bob Dylan. I was young, fuck off. I didn't read the covers. On top of that, I was like, fucking what the heck? At the time, I'm like, Jesus Christ, it's loud, and you fucking hippie motherfucker, what the shit? And I started smoking pot. I'm like, it's good. It's good. It's just good shit. But he has a voice and a way of singing things that makes it his own song. I guarantee anybody that listens to his song wouldn't say, it's your song now. But I like what you did with that. I guarantee. I like what you did with that. Because his voice is just so unique and awesome that he can just take a song and sing it his own way. And the thing is, anybody can. If you want to be a singer, just look at Tom Waits. Serge from System of a Down. No one says Mick Jagger sure can sing. They say he's a hell of a front man. Which says he's the singer of the band, and he does a great job entertaining the crowd and being up there doing that. And that's what they used to say about people that can't sing. He's a great front man, right? Because you're out there and you're active and you can get the crowd pumped up. You have one of those personalities that can. Fucking go for it, man. Go for it. When I was playing in a band, we were playing the songs and stuff, and I would never the only time I get to the microphone, I'd be like, okay, this next song is, play it, sing it, whatever, and we get done, I'm like, thank you, and I tune up my guitar and whatever, and he's like, Matt was eventually, like, after one, he's like, man, you gotta start talking to the crowd between things, and I'm like, that's not me, man. He's like, you got it. I'm like, why don't you do it? He's like, you don't care? I'm like, I don't give a fuck if I get what you're saying, but I don't care. And from that point on, as soon as we get done with the song, how the fuck you doing? You know what I mean? He gets on the mic and just screaming, and the crowd's just way into it, man. So I just turn my back and I mute my guitar. So it looks like I'm tuning. And he's just like, oh, tip your waitresses, waiters and waitresses, and there, but all right, this next one's gonna be so and so, and he's that kind of guy. And I get back on the mic and and do my shit. It's just not me to be like, how the fuck are you guys doing? All right, how you guys doing? That good, huh? Just like me. All right, well, this one's you know what I mean? That's me. I would say get a chord book. Now you're gonna have your main chords, like your cowboy chords, and I guess we can go through that real quick. I don't have the graphs or anything like that, but if you can watch, I can switch the camera so that should be matching you. Let's see. I would have to do an edit on that one, wouldn't I? Sampling. Yeah, that's the one. I'm gonna properties, transform, flip, horizontally. Boom. All right, so I should be straight. You should be able to see what I'm saying now. But the way I'm doing, I should be matching up with you. All right, so you got your E, A, D, G, B, and then another matching E. And your guitar should be in tune with itself. And as I was telling Mike, if the guitar is in tune with itself, what note's right out of tune? Because that's an E, that's an F, that's an F sharp, that's a G, that's a G sharp. So what note's right out of tune? The ones in the scale, what ones in the scale? The ones that sound kind of, that one, the pass-throughs. Sure, they might not fit right there, but I mean, yes, there we go. Is the higher up your neck you get, the easier it is to make chords. You get down on the neck and you got it really straight. I love those ones that are like the shapes that you can just move like a power chord. That's just 3 notes. That's the great thing about it, you can move it. I use my pinky in there so I can get some more action, so I can get my pinky. I was forcing myself to use my pinky more often because I just was using these 3. I just wasn't even using this, and it didn't seem like it was worth it to use it. On bands, I was only using this finger. Now if I put this finger in there behind it and push, I get twice the power. But you don't hear the second one because it's back here pushing. Okay, so let's go through the chords. We're going to go through from A to, I'll just do major for right now. A through another A. So we got A. And I can do, now B, I only know a bar shape. For the cowboy chord of C, you start on the See my fingers there. Right there. As much as you can, try to use the guitar tuning in your favor. If you can get away, the thing about it, if there's a note on the fifth, you can get away with it. Okay, so I want to go. Okay, that'll work. And then I'll have to put a finger there. Now for D, open D string. Should look almost like your fingers making like a pyramid. Play more trot. What up, Mike? How you doing, man? How you feeling, brother? I can't play any troth until we get me and Mike have to work on the fourth song and get that finished so we can get that EP released. Unless you want to release a 3-song EP, I'd have to talk to Mike about releasing a 3-song EP. I'm down for it though. Alright, so that gets you D. And then you got E. And then E, F, that would be this one right here. So start at the bottom. And then G. You can do it this way. Then we're back to A. Go to B. Then C. And those are your major cowboy chords. So if you want to get like a quick C, now the other stuff that I'm doing there, you could just either shapes down. And if you wanted to work on that, you could just play along to that and just put on repeat until you get it. You know, I was playing a bit faster at the start, but I forgot everyone's kind of starting out. You know, and like when you're starting out, you go kind of slow. And I forget that. You know, yeah. So don't worry if it takes you a little bit of time. Like I said, when I first started learning, I'd seen my brother play. That's why I'm doing it this way. I'd seen him play a G chord. But he played like this. I can double jointing my fingers. I just watched his fingers, you know, so when he left, I just picked it up and was like, let's see what he did. He had that. Boom. I was hooked, man. From that point on, I was hooked. And then I was like, what was the other one he did? It was like, and I was slow as shit. I probably wasn't even this fast, I promise. And the last one he did was... I didn't switch it back that fast either, but... Because you gotta get your fingers used to do. It's not a normal thing to do. Do your fingers working that independently? It's not. You have to keep working on it, and you gotta push on the string, and you gotta slide it, and it's gonna probably callus up, if not tear your fingers. But that's where the love of it comes in. If you keep going through the pain, you must love it. If the hand cramps, and they will, those don't stop you, you love it. You go as fast as you can. Trust me, it was a shit show. It was an absolute shit show. I just locked myself in my room, basically. I didn't have friends. I still don't have friends. And that's all I did, was I sat there and I worked on those things. And even like during my, when I was working during the summer as a lifeguard, I go up in the chair there's 4 people working there. There's 4 people working there, man. 4. There's 4 people working there, and we'd have to go up in the guard to stand for 30 minutes. Because there's 2 places, so we'd have to go for an hour. We had so few people that we only needed 1 person watching. So you go for half an hour, down for an hour and a half, fade, still, and then go for half an hour, down for an hour and a half, still getting paid. You just keep doing that, and then you go to like lunch, come back, same thing, and then eventually you go home. So I was getting paid to do like, you know, sit in a chair and watch people swim. And they're usually trained to swim. I only had to save 1 person. Absolutely stupid. Dude jumped off the diving board and didn't know how to swim. We had a diving pool, and he jumps off. And he sinks down, he's at the bottom. It looks like he's trying to... I'm like, okay, dude, you're down there way too long. You should be... Oh, come on, you're holding up one dive. Fuck, he's not coming up. So it was the one day that I forgot to put the shepherd's crook out. I had to run around the pool, go get the shepherd's crook. They're like, dive in and get him. I'm like, fuck you. He's been underwater for 30, 45 seconds. He will do anything to get air right now, including drown me. Fuck you. So I got the hook. Instead of the hook, he grabbed onto it and started trying to climb up it, just like I said. So I started pulling him up, forced out of the water. He's a lot of shit in the water. He gets his up, hold on the fucking thing, and his eyes are bugged out and shit. And then they get I freaked out, and the other lifeguards came out and they're like, "Hey man, you need?" I was like, "Yeah." I took a break. I was smoking 2 cigarettes because I'd forgot to put the shepherd's crook. It wouldn't have been nothing if I would just jump down and grab the shepherd's crook and whatever, but I'd forgot it. If this dude's floating, by the time I get back, I'm gonna kick my own ass. Even if he's passed out, because that means I got fucking CPR his ass. But I was in there smoking 2 cigarettes, and he finally, I guess he ate whatever, and he was leaving with his friends. And I'm like, why'd you jump off the diving board if you didn't know how to swim? My friend said it'd be fun. I was like, well, there's an electric socket here. You're nice and wet. Why don't you put your finger in out here? That'd be fun. Yeah. I'm not fucking kidding, dude. Jesus Christ. You heard it'd be fun, huh? You're soaking wet. Put your finger in that electric socket. I hear it's really fun. Yeah. What the fuck is this? Oh, I know what this fuck is. Anyways, so we got some chord structure and some ideas of building your own chords down. So if like again, now it's just up to you to decide what sounds good. That's what I was talking about. Like if you listen, you can go. It sounds like I'm playing something complicated, but it's just. Pretty much again, once you resolve it, so whatever you're doing in between the whatever. It just sounds like something you've never heard before. Why? Because nobody would choose that. Tune, but it's such a deep cut that you need to find the bass notes that would go with it, and the right drums and stuff. But so is sounds weird. You resolve it, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, could be. I wonder if it was, but it was in drop D. Because that's a D, and then went to go play it, and they play another song that was in drop D, or that was an E, and they go to play this one, and they forgot they played an E, the last song, and it still works. It still works. Okay, that's the way we're tuning that shit now. And now that I know that I'm gonna start finding some other. And then it just starts sounding more darker, more dark. I forgot. find those weird ones that nobody uses, and nobody uses them because they sound weird. And they sound fucking dark and tweaked. That with your voice, then it sounds like you're doing it on purpose, and it sounds dark, and you get a bass line to follow. Boom, 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 doo, 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 doo. With the guitar, there we go. Kind of shit. But that's when you start doing, like, I mean, you can either learn scales or invent your own. A scale is just a progression through notes that sounds pleasing to you. There are the major, the minor, and I can demonstrate some, but I mean, there's other lessons that'll give way better information about the major and minor and stuff. But I mean, like, I'll give an example just to show. It's like, the blues. That covers like most guitar solos in the world, really. I mean, regular rock solos. It covers almost all of them. Because it's very convenient to do. Now, I'm sure there's people that like really, really shred. Those guys are like know the whole, you know. Minutes. Yeah, these aren't anyway helpful at all. I don't care. I mean, I'm hoping that they're helpful. And if anyone's just kind of like the one to do, I mean, punk rock is based again off of all this. If you want to like learn by playing along and get a pretty decent ear, I would recommend playing along with simple songs like punk rock, the Ramones, Sex Pistols, other stuff like that, and that we can listen to a structured song that's easy to play along to and just listen to and feel out, because like I said, it will just be, there's not going to be a whole lot. There's not going to be a whole lot of that. It's just going to be like, but I learned how to structure songs that way, and how like the cadence of the singing is not necessarily the vocal singing. Those are definitely not the best singers in the world, but their cadence and their understanding of how to use words and how to deliver them, like Tom Waits, is just as important, just as vital as being able to sing in key and whatever. You can listen to a lot of singers and they're very pitchy, but what they're saying is very like poignant. What their voice may be trembly. Kurt, he didn't have a really great singing voice, but it was perfect for Nirvana. And then his screaming voice just like made my hair just like the part was like, you know, and my brother woke up the next day. I was like, dude, I heard the song last night. Dude can't really sing, but when he screams, holy fuck. Holy shit, dude. Dave Grohl was saying when they were making that album, it was like kind of unspoken, but they wanted to make it as simple as possible. Kind of like, almost like lullabies. That's why they're not very complicated, and it's probably why people latch onto it. Kurt was heavily influenced by the Beatles. So, I mean, if you think about it, if you're from like Britain, almost certainly you're influenced by the Beatles in some way. Because they're like the biggest thing. And they're one of the biggest bands in the world ever, like Nirvana and Beatles. These are some huge names. They cross genres and stuff like that. People are like, I don't like everything, but I do like that one. Yeah, I mean, even that. I gotta hand it to I do like that one song. So yeah, they're hugely influential. So there's gonna have to come a time when eventually, in order to get some fairly new music, it's gonna have to be some people that haven't learned those resolutions. They don't care less, really. They're coming at it from a whole new thing and not really paying attention to what's come before, and they're just working, because apparently that. I'm not saying Kurt ripped it off, but there are several other songs before that went. They're all there. There are several ones that they're showing like pretty much every song on Nevermind. Another song that came before, maybe an old scratchy ass record. No one's saying he ever heard it, but the riffs are there. It's like, holy shit, yeah, nothing new under the sun. Bible said that. About above the sun. Behind the sun. Now, how do you get there? I love the rake. Sounds like you're racing up, but you're just holding like a bar across it. Just like basic. That's what it comes in, like finding your ear, and you guys, so that would be a G, F, and I don't think, yeah, C. and just work on it until it sounds like it resolves properly. You know what I mean? If you hear something that you like, don't just go, I can't find it. I tried 3 and I can't find it. Keep going. So when you find it, there's going to be a dopamine hit. There it is. Work on till you get it down. Like there's one. I wrote a song, Nothing Like the Sun, just because I had a riff that I was working on. I was going through my skills. What was it? Okay, I like that. I tried different versions. No. That's the best one. I like that one. So I just work on that one. Just. Oh shit, that's a song. Oh wow. Doesn't sound quite right. Still not quite right. No, which one I like more? I like that. I got 3 to choose from. Which do I like? So what's from D? Here we go again. So I'm just looking in, and I've got a handle full of medicine. Silent words are driving me insane, and I can't fit no more into my vein. Maybe just one more to loosen the pain. There's nothing like the sun. There's nothing like the sun. Nothing like the sun. That's how that whole song came to be. I had one riff. That's a good resolve. I like that. I might have to work on. Yeah, okay, that would. Okay, so they worked that out. I just sat there playing that. Trying to get that down, so I had it practice. I'll do that a lot. work out on that. Okay, yeah. Wait, hold on. Okay, that works, but so this. It's okay, I can go. No. How are any notes out of tune if that can happen? How are any notes out of tune? So that means I can go here and do that. I can go. There's going to be somewhere up here that's going to match that at that octave. The shapes, you can just move that thing around the neck. And there's, as with everything, there's an equal and opposite. So if you have the E, there's a dividing line. More seconds, you get a whole hour. Oh wait, what's going on? I didn't know anybody was writing here. I just found out about double drop detuning where you just tune the... Right, I've got a guitar tune like that. Hey, what's going on, MPV thing? Laney from Canada, what's happening? Zeppelin used it for going to California. Yeah, and also mandolin. Cool, I appreciate it. American, unfortunately, man. Especially right now. If you're Lanny from Canada, sorry about what's going on with our fucking dickhead of a president. I don't know why half our population thought that was a good idea. I think they might be brain dead. I really don't know. We're getting scientists to look into it because they don't believe in science. You know? It's not like I just wholeheartedly believe science, but you know, I don't disbelieve my lying eyes. Which is what they do, like, oh man, remember when Biden got us locked down for COVID? And like, oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay, sure, yeah. That's an interesting way to look at it. I call this one my melody maker. I painted this as an old Copley. I had my ex paint this, and I did a poem on the back. I don't give a shit. It was like an $80 guitar, and it sounds pretty good. I used it on a song. It was like a... Ew. Tune like a slide. So that way I could just sing if I had like a... No, won't be until notes real easy. Okay, that's D. Okay, D, F, G, F, D. Okay, and I can just figure that out, and then find actual, like I said, using a chord book, find complementary chords that would make it like a much more interesting. I like using regular chord shapes, like an F shape on there on this. E shape. There you go. There it is. I just remixed that. I'm going to go ahead and head out, and it's been an hour. So yeah, hour and 3 minutes. I've got 2 other ones. Once again, this is not Let's Rock. You're not ready to rock yet. When you see me with the long hair, wig, and these glasses on, and a much more stony voice, like, all right, man, you guys graduated, ready to rock. You guys ready to rock? Wow! Doo-doo-doo-doo! I got a wig and everything, man. I'm ready to roll, but you're not ready to rock yet. And I gotta get Mike to do his lessons, because Mike knows how to fucking rock and roll with the punches. Because that's what happens when you start to rock. They try to punch and you just roll with that shit. And it's like, no, I'm Neo now. No. Get the fuck out of here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and head out. I think I'm going to play that remix of Paying Debts as I'm heading out the door. Might as well do some Cheap Gear promotion. Huh? Why not? Cheap Gear guy? Cheap promotion. You got something free out of it. You got a lesson. Now you got to sit through now you got to pay attention. Yeah, that's how you got to pay for this shit. Pay attention, god damn it. Don't you leave now. Fine, go. So I know it's advertised, falling again. Where's Paying Debts? I thought I mixed that. Maybe I didn't. Let's do the mix of Live and Well. That'd be a good one. I know this one turned out pretty good. Oh, no, that's a pre-mix. Here's the master of Falling Again. I know. Arc turned out pretty good. That's just that. That's a good one. I like that.
When time comes and turn is yours, there'll be no